Hi kindergarten, we're back for video 3 of our school supplies writing videos for the week. So we've already done our pencil and our crayon box, and today we're going to do a glue stick. We cut and glue quite a bit in kindergarten, and we figured that a glue stick was a little easier to draw than scissors can be. So we're going to go with our glue stick today. We're going to talk about what a glue stick looks like to draw it on our paper, but before we do, let's talk about what we use glue for in kindergarten. So we use glue to stick two things together. We're going to cut and then glue a lot of projects and papers in kindergarten. So we're going to use a lot of glue sticks, which is why we asked for so many. In my classroom, we use quite a bit of glue throughout the year to really practice those fine motor skills of cutting and the gluing that goes with it. But scissors are really good for building hand strength to make writing a little bit easier. So we do a lot of hand strength activities, including cutting and gluing. Plus it's fun. So when we're gluing, we're going to take the lid off, and we want to be careful that we don't pull it like this and pop one of our friends next to us with our elbows as we pull. Sometimes our glue is white and sometimes our glue is purple. The purple dries to clear, but it's a little bit more fun. So usually they like the purple ones the best. So when we're gluing, we don't want to just get it in our hand and put it everywhere, because then everything gets sticky. Our hands are sticky, the paper is sticky, our tables are sticky, what if our friends were sticky? So we want to just use enough glue to stick the two papers together. One thing that I've learned is that when we're gluing, if you glue the little piece of paper, you make sure you only get enough glue and you don't accidentally get too much glue around the outside. So we want to make sure we use enough glue to stick, but not so much we make a mess. A lot of times now we'll use these glue sticks instead of liquid glue because it helps out a lot with mess in the classroom. So we need to talk about how we're going to draw this glue on our paper. So if we're looking at our glue stick, we see that it's a round but rectangle shape, like our pencil was. So when we did our pencil the other day, we did a long rectangle, but a glue stick stands up instead of being laying down. So we're going to draw a rectangle up and down this time. We can see that there's a lid, and if you feel your glue stick lid, it's ridged. So there's little lines all along it, and then there's some pictures, and then the bottom has lines as well. Your glue stick might not look like my glue stick. I had another glue stick that was more plain, and it was going to be a little more plain looking, so I chose this one. Whatever your glue stick looks like is fine. You can either make it look like mine, or you can make it look like the one that you have. So we're going to get our writing paper ready. Remember, whenever we're writing, if you have paper that looks like this in any sort of form, you want to make sure that your drawing is on the top part where you have blank space, and that any words you're writing are on your handwriting lines. Those lines are there to help us guide our writing, so we want to make sure and put our picture on the top part where there are not lines. So as always, you can use your pencil to draw the outline and then color it in, or you can do the whole thing with crayon. I'm going to outline mine with a marker so that it's very easy for you to see through the video, and then I'll come back and color it in. If I was in class, I might just use my crayons the whole time, but the marker really helps it show through the camera. So we said the first thing we want to do is draw our skinny, tall rectangle. So I'm going to go up to the blank space, and I'm just going to draw a tall rectangle. And again, it's not perfect. Mine is leaning a little bit. We don't worry about perfect. We worry about doing the best we can. So you can see there's my tall rectangle. I know I need to do this lid piece here, and then there's a big space, and then this bottom part that we turn. So I'm going to come down just a little bit and draw a line straight across to be my lid. And then I'm going to come near the bottom and draw another line to separate my picture part and that turning part at the bottom. So you can see it's already starting to look like my glue stick. I said that the top was ridged or has lots of lines in it, so I'm going to draw those with my marker before I add my pencil, just so we can see it a little bit better. But since I'm using this marker, I'm going to go to the thinner one so we don't make it so hard to see. And then there's also the lines at the bottom to make it easier to grip. So I went ahead and added those with my marker so you could see them good. You could easily do them with your crayon or with your pencil before you start coloring. So my glue stick is orange on the top and bottom, and then there's mostly orange and blue and white and black in here. I'm not going to go to that much detail to make it look perfect, but I do want to make sure and get the top and bottom orange. So I'm going to pull out my orange crayon, and I'm picking this darker orange because that's what matches, but you can make yours match your glue stick, or make it look like how you want it to look. So I'm working hard to make sure that I color inside the lines so that when I'm done it really does look like my glue stick. So you can see there's my top and bottom. So I'm not going to go to the trouble to draw all of this, but I am going to draw just a little orange square and then fill it in with black, so that you can tell that I tried to make it look like my glue stick. So I'm just going to draw an orange square, and then I'm going to get my black crayon out. Is this it? There we go. And fill that little box in. Okay, so my video cut out, but as you can see, I went ahead and I got my whole glue stick colored in. There is my lid, and there is the turning part at the bottom, and you can see I did my orange square. I filled it in with black, and I put some blue at the bottom so that it resembles or looks like my actual glue stick. You can see it's not exactly the same, but it's definitely close enough you can tell what I was drawing. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for those details. So we looked at this, we knew what we wanted to draw, and we would know how to describe it. So today we're going to write the word glue stick. So we need to sound that out. And just like yesterday, we hear gl at the beginning. We have that blend at the beginning. So we need to separate that even more to g, o, oo. G, o, oo. So we have three sounds that we want to put onto our paper. So the first sound that we want to write is g, g, g. And you can tell, or if, I'm sorry, g, g, g is our sound G. So we want to make sure and get our G on our paper. I already wrote mine before I realized the video cut out. So go ahead and write your G. And then our next sound is that O, O. And yesterday we said that was L. So our gl for glue is G and L together. Gl, oo. Now we haven't learned any letter that says oo. So whatever your best guess is for that oo is what I want you to write on your paper. This is an example of the phonetic spelling that we talked about in the very first video. There's not a letter that says oo, and we haven't worked on vowel patterns, or obviously this early in the year, to know what that might be. So we want them to take their best guess on what oo might be. So on my paper, I wrote oo sounds like you, so I wrote U, G-L-U for glue. And then I sounded out the word stick to go with it, so my paper says glue stick. I stretched it apart to say ick. So Miss Wilson's paper says glue stick when I'm done. Take your time, stretch those words out, and you should come up with something like this. If your child is just writing the first sound they're hearing and they're reaching their frustration level, that's okay. Because if you're not very familiar with your sounds, you're not going to be capable of writing all of these letters together, and that's okay. We really want to just practice when we're in class together. Everyone in the whole class, you know, whatever skill level they're at, is practicing this skill together of stretching these words out. Some children are ready to try to sound all of this out. Some children are ready to draw. Some children are ready to get that first sound. And wherever they're at, that's where we're going to meet them at. So if you have questions or comments, concerns about the writing so far, please feel free to talk to your child's teacher, and just keep working with them. All right, thanks.